why we don't do LeetCode style technical interviews. And so this company, Protean Labs, talks about how they hire, and they cover a few points as to why they don't think LeetCode is a good representation for whether someone is a good programmer or not. Poor translation to real work. So you're not going to be inverting binary trees or solving exotic graph problems on a day-to-day basis. You're going to be building out APIs, integrating things. You're going to be looking for help on Google, Stack Overflow, talking to other people, debugging code. It's a very different concept than LeetCode. It favors certain skills which don't necessarily map on to the kind of skills that you want a programmer to have as they're doing your day-to-day programming. And you can game the system, which is the primary thing that I've been talking about. If you remember the algorithms, if you just have good enough memory, then all you have to do is remember those algorithms, and then when you're doing the interview, you just recall that to memory and you pass. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be good at applying those things to real world tasks, which I think is what they say right here. And so what they do is something simpler. It's a smaller project, like build a REST API, use whatever tool you want, don't use AI, and talk about the problem. This isn't terrible. This is not a terrible thing, a terrible way to do it. In my opinion, the best way to gauge whether someone is a good programmer or not, if you're hiring them, and this has worked for me in the past, is talk about a project that they worked on personally. And I'm not talking about to-do and note-taking and FizzBuzz. I want to see something that a person took that was rather ambitious, perhaps even more ambitious than like they knew upfront. It was overly ambitious. And the reason why is because it shows some sense of like passion or ability to be creative or willingness to tackle something that seemed beyond their ability to do, and they tried anyways. You tend to learn a lot as an individual who does that project, which then allows you to speak from that knowledge. It comes out very clearly if you're talking to someone who's tackled a project like that. I often point to the project that I like to talk about, which is my VR remote desktop, like Iron Man style thing, where I didn't use the VR, like I didn't build a VR app. I just used the VR web browser for my MetaQuest. It's somewhere behind me up here. And it's just browser to browser communication between my machines and the VR headset. I don't have to install anything third party. I run a server that connects all of the different machines in my home network together and ships a data, like my screen, my mouse, all of that, to the VR headset. And then I can watch all of my screens and control any one of them by using my hands or the controls on my VR. And it all just works seamlessly. They'll become centralized in my VR, and I can just see all of it. I didn't complete it. The code was messy, but holy crap, did I learn a lot doing that. And it's very fun for me to talk about during interviews. That did land me one job that I can confirm, because the person who hired me said that's what landed you the job. That I think is way, way better. I think that's the ultimate way. It means that programmers should go out there and try and tackle these kinds of things so that they have something to talk about, that, you know, it shines through when you're talking to a recruiter. So just wanted to cover that because it's interesting. The AI is tricking you into thinking it's stupid. Yes, it's deceiving you. Yeah, junior devs are greater than AI, which is greater than spirit. It's true.